Okay, so the things that we have discussed already, it's just a glimpse of it that it's going to actually conclude that feed forward control anticipates the problem. Concurrent control, it's in the process. See, it's the part of input, it's the part of process because it's the ongoing activity, corrects problem as they happen. All right, and then when it comes to the output, when the activity is completed and now it's an output, then we have feedback control that corrects problem after they occurs. Then in organizations, we also have some financial controls. It's the part of your financial courses. You are going to learn exactly, everything in detail about it. I'm just going to give you a snapshot or a glimpse of things that happens. In financial controls, things are actually discussed or are actually calculated in terms of finances, mathematics, right? So for example, if we are having ratio analysis, so we are having liquidity, leverage, activity, profitability based calculations that companies or the finance department ensures that how they are performing and where they need to improve. So we are having certain tools in finances who deals with these things to ensure that whether we are reaching to the organizational goal as planned or not. Then we have certain budget analysis, we having quantitative standards, we have deviation, and then we also ensure some cash inflow outflow activities as well. So all of these things which ensure the finance departments works upon, so it ensures the financial control of that organization whether they are going in the right direction or not. So now what is the balance scorecard? Balance scorecard is the wide term that has been used in almost all of the organization, and what does it means? We are going to discuss it here. A performance measurement tool. Scorecard is a performance measurement tool that examines more than just the financial perspective. As I discussed earlier, that we are having certain financial tools that use to ensure the financial liquidity and the financial aspects of the organization, that how they are performing. But not only just we limit ourselves towards financial perspective, we look forward for many other performance areas as well, which matters a lot to the organization. So measures a company performance in four areas. These are the four areas in which balance scorecard is focusing upon. Number one is financial, as we have discussed earlier. Then we have customer. Customer is a king, as we all know. So we have to see the customer preferences, the customer satisfaction, their loyalty, their frequent consumption of the product that we have offered, etc., etc. So it's like a very important aspect that matters in the organization's performance. Then we are having internal processes. Internal processes means that we are focused on the internal side of the organization, the employee skills, ability, the finance, the capital that we having, the machinery, the technology, etc., etc., things, the trainings of our employee, everything that's internally mattering to the organization, which is making them able to achieve their goals, or which is actually not making them able. I mean, there is some lacking in their internal processes, so this is also a performance area that matters a lot, which balance the scorecard focus. And then again, it's interlinked with the internal processes like people, innovation, growth assets, etc. See, people makes the organization. People are the vital component of any organization. If they are smart, they are skilled, they are talented, so obviously we are going to have good outcomes. So innovation, as gradually things are getting changed, environment is getting uncertain in many of the organization, challenges are increased, so innovation matters a lot, that how well organization is innovating in their areas, how well creativity they are bringing in, etc. So now what are the contemporary issues in control? So number one is adjusting control for cross cultural differences. Control techniques can be quite different for different countries. Differences are primarily in the measurement and corrective action steps of the control process. Managers in foreign countries also need to be aware of constraints on corrective actions they can take. Now, for example, if we are working in Pakistan and we are having our diversified workforce at US as well, so the actions there that we are taking in the dynamics of Pakistan will definitely vary from the actions or from the things or from the dynamics that US has. So we cannot just lead the workforce of US exactly the way we are leading the workforce of Pakistan. So it's a challenge. How we have to monitor, how we have to control their performance. It's going to be a challenge for the organization. So it has to be widely thought upon that how we are going to make sure that we are equally balancing both of the workforces. So this is what the contemporary issues is when we are having cross cultural differences. We can also take the example of other countries like China. They are very rigid in time as compared to Pakistan. We are like following fluid time culture. So attendance policies and many other certain things that's going to be different in the dynamics. So it also should be ensured that how we are going to control, etc., etc. Then, while controlling workplace privacy is also a main component, that how we are going to ensure the privacy, as employers have certain rights in many organizations. They are having access to your email, so it can ruin your privacy. They can tap your telephone, they can monitor your work by computer, they can store and review computer files, track your whereabouts in a company vehicle. So yeah, it's like that. Sometimes privacy matters or issues are also a problem in controlling. All right, so this can hurt the employees. This can actually be a source of demotivation. So it's also the challenge that managers face in organization. And definitely, we are going to have many other contemporary issues in controlling as well, due to limited resources, sometimes due to the extra smart activities of employees. The culture of the organization also get disturbed. So to control in such environment is also a big issue. So there are many contemporary issues that can be discussed. The idea is that we should be understanding that controlling is not an easy activity, but if we know the importance of controlling, and as we have discussed about its steps, so we can at least try to manage things as per the circumstance. I mean, what the circumstances is demanding, we should be having that idea that how we have to lead that certain situation and how we have to react. All right, so I think that this lecture could be quite helpful for you. I have discussed each and everything in detail, and I'm recording this as well so that you can revive, you can retrieve all of the concepts when it's needed, and those who have missed those concepts, they can also retrieve it anytime. So thank you so much.